Yo, we back, people, and One Piece chapter 1078 is dropped, and I was wrong again. But that's all right. We're going to pick ourselves up, dust ourselves off, and go again. Before we get started, go ahead, drop a like on that video. Make sure you subscribe. We're on our way to 300 subscribers, and let's get straight into it.
Hey, listen!
Picking back up with this cover page. Listen, I'm getting tired of it just as much as everybody else, but Judge and Caesar have formed Neo-Mads. That's right, they're done with their bickering. They put their differences aside and they formed the new version of Mads. Everybody seems to be ecstatic, with the exception of Reiju and Ichiji, who really don't seem to give a But getting into the chapter picks up with Stussy talking to Sentomaru, explaining to him just the gravity of the situation. She's explaining that this is an even more dangerous situation than Ohara because the world government has deemed it as such. The first reason being that the Dr. Vegapunk actually did take the research from Ohara, continued it here on Egghead Island, and of course Egghead Island has the combat strength that Ohara did not have. So whereas they just Buster called Ohara, they got to do a lot more than just Buster call Vegapunk. And because of that, they sent CP0 to not only eliminate Dr. Vegapunk, but wait on Kizaru, as the government is well over prepared for this situation. And I'm not sure if Stussy knows this, but we also have Saint Saturn waiting in the wings, and that might be even something that CP0 was not privy to. They probably had no idea that a Gorosei member was actually gonna come personally to Egghead Island to witness its destruction. But here we are. We get a quick scene where Frankie is actually cursing out the S-Snake because of all the destruction she's caused. Not that she really cares. And we actually have Pythagoras' head coming out of nowhere and trying to reason with her, asking her, whose orders are you following? But instead, she just crushes his head, causing a huge explosion. And I assume that Pythagoras is dead here, guys. So we have now killed Shaka and we've killed Pythagoras. So these satellites are definitely starting to dwindle. From here, we cut to Robin, Chopper, and Atlas's group. They've managed to keep themselves safe, secluded, and completely clueless. They've managed to not get into any fighting at all, which is great, but they have no idea what's going on, and it's leaving them to speculate. Of course, Atlas has been hearing screams and explosions. Robin saying she's sure the Seraphim are on a rampage, but Atlas doesn't really comprehend something like that. You know, the Seraphim are supposed to listen to the Vegapunks, and of course, even if they don't, the Vegapunks are supposed to have it under control, but we know that's not the case. I love how Robin makes a comment here and says, listen, if Nami screams, they're in big trouble because they have no idea that somebody is gonna be there in a heartbeat to rescue her. Of course, we know that person is none other than Sanji, and the S-Shark is learning this the hard way. But anyways, this leads Robin to speculate that while they're all distracted, fighting and busy, something could possibly happen to Vegapunk. And this leads Atlas to think about the one lab that they once used that is now sealed off. I don't really know why Atlas would have just thought about it, but hey, they're pretty close by, so I guess we know where they're going. From here, of course, we cut to Nami's group, and she's trying to run recovery on Edison. Edison is also in bad shape. Brook just decides to go into his soul form and go look for Vegapunk, which is pretty advantageous if I do say so myself. Brook and his soul form is definitely great for reconnaissance. But we actually cut from here to the S-Shark giving Sanji a knuckle sandwich in the face, and it does absolutely nothing. Sanji has tapped into his Germa technology form. His eyebrows spun the other way and he is indestructible. Yo, Sanji has to be a Lunarian, so drop in the comment box, let me know what you think, but he's got to have some sort of Lunarian DNA. The dude is indestructible when he's in this form. Let me know what you think below. But from here, we actually cut to Luffy's group. They're still locked in battle with the S-Bear and the S-Hawk, but the S-Hawk is missing. All right, while they were fighting, while they were trying to wait for those flames to go out, they didn't realize that the S-Hawk actually took off. And it's here that Rob Lucci makes the comment, it's probably to eliminate your friends. You know, it just makes sense to pick off the weaklings first. And Zoro is not having that. Zoro goes after him, and we all know what happens to Zoro when he goes off on his own, and so does Luffy. Therefore, he politely asks Kaku, by calling him Usopp, I guess, because of the nose resemblance. He asks Kaku to follow Zoro. We know that this man is gonna get lost, so Kaku goes after Zoro. Too funny, but Luffy follows this up with a hawk Gatling to the S-Bear, and Rob Lucci chimes in here. He's saying, Straw Hat, you're such an idiot. We're not just gonna beat it by throwing attacks at it. And listen, Lucci, I know you're very new to working with Luffy, so I'm gonna give you some free advice, brother. You don't know Luffy. He will throw attack after attack after attack until it works. So good luck to you, my friend. But from here, we actually get some super important dialogue because the narrator is interjecting. We all know what's about to go down when the narrator interjects. It's about to be something super important. And he explains to us that this is all taking place on the day before what they call the Egghead Island incident. However, this actually started 3 months prior to this. We actually get a couple of panels of a broken Jewelry Bonnie. Obviously, she's crying. She must have taken a look at her father's memories, and it's super sad to see. Cheer up, Bonnie. But the narrator explains to us that 3 months prior in Marijoa, they got some sort of communication from Egghead Island that Dr. Vegapunk was investigating the contents of the Void Century. Little did they know he'd been investigating them ever since Ohara happened, but we're not going to talk about that. So because of this, CP5 was dispatched in order to investigate the matter, but they never returned. CP7 and CP8 was the same thing. They went to follow up, but they never returned. And after that, they got another contact from Egghead Island saying that they request to speak to the higher ups, and the conversation between the 5 Elder Stars and that person led to them dispatching CP0 in order to eliminate Vegapunk. But of course, they anticipated pushback from Vegapunk, so therefore they dispatched Kizaru and of course Saint Saturn as an escort. They were prepared for war. However, they were not expecting Straw Hat Luffy to show up at Egghead Island that day. Of course, that day is today, and yeah, always expect the unexpected with Luffy. They don't know what the hell is about to happen. They don't really want to get any closer because, you know, Luffy's a Yonko now, so yeah, put some respect on his name. The narrator goes on to say that the outcome of what happens the following day, of course that day being the Egghead Island incident, would give the world an unthinkable shock. And of course, we don't know what's about to happen, you guys, but yo, it's gonna be crazy. From here, we actually cut to the old Devil Fruit lab where Stella is being held captive with the other Cypher Pole members, and we see that Shaka is dead on the ground. Of course, we know he got shot in the head last week, and Stella's asking, yo, who are you that did this? And the culprit steps out of the shadows, and it's actually York. And York is the traitor. I was not expecting that, so I'm definitely wrong again. I'm willing to take that on the chin, but York is the traitor. It was not Atlas, and she's holding a flintlock pistol, and she says, yo, I'm gonna be a celestial dragon. There's too many Vegapunks, and the world would be better with just one. And Vegapunk Stella, he's taken aback. He's saying, yo, why would you be such a scummy human being? Like, you know what they are. They're terrible. And she's saying, yo, you kind of sound like Shaka right now, but he's dead and I'm not. And just like that, York really let her greed get the best of her. The only thing that I'm confused about is if the world government would actually let her become a celestial dragon. Yo, I don't know if it works like that. They didn't let Doflamingo back into Marijoa, and honestly, people like, you know, the Nefertari family and all that, they kind of look down on them for leaving Marijoa. So let me know what you think down below. That marks the end of this chapter. There's no break next week, and Oda is definitely setting us up for something crazy with this Egghead Island incident. Let me know what you think down in the comments. Of course, Make sure you drop a like on the video. Make sure you subscribe, guys. We're on our way to 300 subs. It's a doozy. Make sure you hit the notification bell for future notifications. This has been your boy, Seafood That Guy, speaking to you. Make sure you guys stay safe, stay healthy, and I will catch you guys next time. Peace.